Many young people in our world are suffering, and the lack of purpose and misunderstanding of education contributes greatly to this suffering. We don't know the true meaning of education and the sole purpose of our existence. Because of this, we don't live our lives to our fullest potential. Knowing your purpose and gathering knowledge to fulfill it is a great way to live life. For many years, we've been told that education is going to school, passing exams and getting a certificate. And society calls everyone who has gone through this process educated. Sadly, we don't also know who an educated person is. You shouldn't be educated and be poor. If someone says they're educated but poor, then the education didn't transform them. It didn't train them to think to overcome such an uncomfortable situation. So you shouldn't call yourself an educated person, yet poor. Your education should be able to elevate you into greatness, and it should move you from poverty, because poverty is an uncomfortable situation. Human beings don't have to be in an uncomfortable situation. Let's cast our minds back to primary 4, where we were taught the real definition of education. We were told that education is a process of acquiring knowledge and skills. But here's the trick. You cannot move around gathering stones just like that if you are not going to use them. You gather stones when you know you are going to use them. Either you are going to use them to build, or you are going to use them to hit someone. So the reason is you are gathering stones for something, that is to build or to hit someone. The moment you get the reason, you can then start gathering stones. That's how education works. You cannot just gather knowledge. You only gather knowledge because you want to use it, you want to apply it. And when you apply this knowledge, it transforms your life. Your life becomes better. Sadly, we don't have people who think that we have only a few of them. We have only a few of them who think that, what am I supposed to do with knowledge? Okay, I want to do this. Let me gather the knowledge about it and then do it. We are just learning because everyone is learning. And that is our mistake. It shouldn't be that way. We must only learn because we know we have something to do with what we learn. And when we learn the things we learn, we must apply them. And at times, education will let you know that some of the things you learn are not to be applied. So the ability to think and make good decisions comes from education. When you learn, you get to know all these things. Also, there are some aspects of our lives that we cannot trust anyone to educate us on. So before we talk about purpose and education, that is linking them together, let's discuss these aspects of our lives and how best we can gather knowledge about them. The first one is purpose. You must know your purpose on earth. The iPhone was created to help people call other people, to help people text, to help people search the internet for information. There is a reason behind the iPhone, the creation of the iPhone. So every human being is here for a purpose, and it is up to this human being to identify the purpose. You don't have to leave it in the hands of your pastor, your mother, your father, or your friend. It is something that you must pursue. You must pursue, searching for your purpose. You are the only person who can actually discover your purpose and do it. And how to discover your purpose is actually a broad topic that I will explain later. But then one thing you can try now is to ask yourself, all the answers you are looking for are within yourself. They are not outside you. They are not in any book. They are all within you. So you have to be silent enough so that you can hear yourself. The second one is finance. Others also say finance. Okay, I'm talking about money. Money is a very important topic that must be discussed in institutions, at church, at home, at almost everywhere we find ourselves. It is a tool that ensures the exchange of goods and value. So people who want something must have money to get it. It's either they are exchanging money or something valuable for whatever thing that they want. So this is a very important aspect of our life that must be studied. If you trust someone to give you knowledge about it, you might end up being deceived. So what you have to do as an individual is to gather more knowledge about it yourself, because for whatever your purpose on earth is, you need money to fulfill it. You need money to fuel the idea. What if your purpose is to preach, you need money to buy food to eat and to preach to people. So I brought it very low for you to understand that you need money to fulfill your purpose. You wouldn't say, oh, my purpose is just to preach, to do the God's work. So you don't really need money to do it. You really need money to fulfill the purpose. So it is something that you must study. You must understand how money works. You must understand how we even get money. How do we get money? You must do that research. You must do that, learning to understand how money works. And I've already explained in one of my videos how to make 300 cedis a day. So if you get to understand this, you would realize that you need money to fulfill your purpose. So gather more knowledge about money and make sure that your finances are in good state. You have to read books about finance yourself. You have to also reflect on how you spend your money and all that. You must gather enough knowledge as you can. There are lots of books out there that you can gather some of this knowledge from. You don't have to wait on schools or institutions to teach you how to get money, because in most cases they don't teach. If schools teach you how to get money, nobody will go to school again, and nobody will do the work out there that we want you to go and do. So even though you are going to school, it's good, it's fine. Try to understand how money works and try to earn money, which is really, really important. Try to earn money almost every day. Even if it's 10 cedis you are getting a day, it is better than none. And if it's 100 cedis you are getting a day, it is better than none. Don't try to earn money at the end of the month or at the end of the week. Try to get money at the end of the day. Do your possible best to get that. And the next one I'll talk about is health. Okay, you need a good health to do all the things I've mentioned, to fulfill your purpose, to get money and all that. In most cases, we lose our health in our quest to get money, which is bad. That is what I normally speak against. Money is not an idol to be worshipped. It's actually a tool to be used. So in most cases, money becomes our servant. Okay, we try to tell money what we want to do, and money does it for us. So when you lose your health just because you are chasing money, that's bad. So you must learn about health. You must put in all the best practices to maintain your health. You must be in good health in order to carry out these two things I've mentioned earlier. And health is not about just exercising or going to the gym or running. Health goes deeper into what you eat. You see, you fill your body with food, and that one is energy. So if you fill your body with bad energy or bad food, it will have an effect on you. So you have to ensure that everything you are eating is something that is good and wouldn't leave any bad implications in your body system. So make sure that you are eating healthy foods. You are not buying junk foods, and most of the times you are cooking your food, because if you try to depend on food that people sell outside all the time, you're going to actually have implications on your health in the future, because most of these people don't really care. They just care about their money and how to make you feel better. At times they have to use so many spices that actually have a lot of implications. So I know that at times you wouldn't be able to cook, but then try your best, do your best. That in most cases you are trying to cook for yourself. You are not buying from outside plenty. You have to be in good health, and you must study health yourself. You see, it's something that you shouldn't leave into the hands of someone. You must know what a healthy life is. And I've told you, a healthy life is more than just exercise. It's about eating good, sleeping, having enough rest, and also exercising. So you need all these things. And when you realize that when you do these things, you wouldn't really fall sick a lot. And even when you fall sick, you must know the right medicine to use. You don't have to trust people or doctors or pharmacists just because they have the degree or the certificate suggesting that they are doctors or pharmacists. You must try to understand nature and use certain things you can use when you're not feeling well. So this is what I mean by there are some aspects of our lives we cannot let other people take control of. We have to take control of them ourselves, because these aspects really matter. They play a crucial role in our lives. Now let's try and then wrap up. We want to understand what purpose is. Purpose is basically a reason behind something's existence or action. Okay, so it is the underlying drive that gives direction, meaning, and significance. So all those who are confused, all those who don't know what to learn, all those who don't know where to go in life, they lack purpose. The moment you get purpose, you get a sense of purpose, you get direction, you understand life. Life actually becomes meaningful to you, and it becomes significant in the world, because you'll be doing something that people would see and people would appreciate. You can only do great things when you know what you're supposed to do, that is, you know your purpose, and then you're doing it. So when you discover your purpose, you get to know what to learn in order to achieve it or fulfill it. Okay, without a clear purpose, education becomes a challenge. You don't know what you want, so what are you going to learn? You always find it hard to learn something. So please, you must discover your purpose, and then you must link it to education, that is, through the things you are going to learn on earth, because your purpose is basically why you're on earth. And how do you fulfill it? The how, normally you don't know. So what do? You search for it, you learn, educate yourself on it, and then you deliver. That's how we do it. So let me hear from you in the comment section where you got confused, and I'll do my best to clear the confusion. We shall have another discussion in my next video. Thank you.